Now we're going to talk about what I call the cross or crosshairs. And basically what that means is when you have two lines intersecting, no matter how it happens, you have four angles that form around this, A, B, C, and D. Because of this, we know that B and C will be the same angle and A and D will be the same angle. As long as they cross over, that is how it works. So we'll say A equals D and B equals C for angles. We'll also talk about these angles in another way and say that the four angles together are 360. We can know that because if we take an arm and rotate it all the way around the angles, we're going to get 360 degrees. So A plus B plus C plus D is going to be equal to 360 degrees. So that's our first law. We can take this a little further and say, what if there wasn't just two lines? I'll just erase the whole thing. What if there wasn't just two lines? So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4. All these angles will have similarities. Let's say we have angle A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Well, A is equal to E, H is equal to D, G is equal to C, and F is equal to B. It's the exact opposite angles that are equal. F is equal to B. So what I like to do and tell students when they ask about this is talk about pencils. If you point your pencil to E and you point your pencil to A, if those two line up, then you know they must be the same angle. And we'll talk about that in a second. So let's say we have, C and G. D and G are not the same angle because the pencils don't point to each other. H and D are the same angle. So let's talk about two sets of crosshairs now. If I have a crosshair up here, something like this, and I have a parallel crosshair down here, something like this. So this line is the same as this line, and this line is the same as this line as far as being parallel. So we have angles here, A, B, C, and D, and this angle we'll call 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what angles are the same on these? Well, as you may guess, B is equal to 1, these two angles, C is equal to 2, D is equal to 3, and A is equal to 4. This is true. Now, just to prove this, we can go back and look at our pencils. If I point to A and I point to D, I know they're not the same angle because the pencils are not parallel. If I point to A and I point to 3, the pencils are not parallel. However, if I point to A and 4 and these two pencils are parallel, we know that A must equal 4. If I point to 3 and D, the same is true. These pencils are parallel, so we know they're the same angle. 2 and C is the same, but 2 and D is not because these pencils are not parallel. They'll hit if I bring them all the way back. So that is how crosshairs and the technique of pencils and stars works.